Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about all of the products that I've used up recently, how I feel about them, and whether or not I would repurchase them. Now, I've got a lot of stuff to get through, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. So I'm actually going to start off with hair care, and the first products I'm going to mention are the shampoo and conditioner by Shea Moisture. It's the Power Greens conditioner with moringa and avocado, kale, matcha, and green algae, and it's to moisturize and nourish weak, dull, curly, and coily hair. I received this set as PR through Influencer, and I finally completely finished them up. I have so many shampoos and conditioners, so like me finishing one up is actually pretty great. Overall, I really enjoyed the shampoo and conditioner, particularly the conditioner. I actually would use it along with my deep conditioner because I found that it gave my hair a little bit more slip and a little bit more shine. And of course, this is a product I would be using on my natural hair, and I do have another hair care product that I'm going to mention that I use on my wigs. But yeah, this Shea Moisture shampoo and conditioner was definitely a good one. I won't be repurchasing because there's a couple other different brands that I want to try out, but I definitely recommend them. The other hair care product I finished up recently is this leave-in hair mask spray, and I received this in a FabFitFun starter box. I didn't end up keeping up with the subscription, but I got this in the starter box and I actually really enjoyed it. It has a nice, like, fresh scent. Actually, let me just... Yeah, it has a nice like powdery fresh scent, and I would use this on my wigs right after I washed them. Whenever I would spray this on the wigs and let it air dry, I felt that there was less frizz and I felt that it looked shinier than if I were to just let it air dry with no products at all. It says that it's intense hair care for all types, but I wouldn't say that it was good for my hair type because I definitely require something that's a lot more moisturizing. So on Amazon, it's currently unavailable. But it was looking like it was around the like $20–$30 mark, so I definitely wouldn't purchase this because I didn't really technically purchase this the first time. I wouldn't purchase it for $30. I mean, it worked fine, but there are other things that are less expensive that work fine for my wigs. So moving into skincare, I've got 3 cleansers that I finished up, and one is this foaming facial cleanser. I really enjoyed this for when my skin is just freaking out, when it's super irritated. It was super gentle on my skin, and but it also helped clean the skin. I have a hard time finding cleansers that do both. They're gentle on the skin, but also actually cleanse it. It says it's for normal to oily skin, but I found that it worked fine on my dry skin. And I'm pretty sure I actually mentioned this in my skincare for dermatitis video, and if I didn't mention it, this is the one. Next up is this Cleen Beauty Rosehip Jelly Cleanser. This is definitely a long-time favorite. I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd or 4th repurchase of this cleanser. I really enjoy it. It's a nice, gentle cleanser that does have a bit of a fragrance to it, but it's nothing crazy. And again, it cleanses the skin without stripping it. So I would definitely repurchase, definitely recommend. The last cleanser is this E.l.f. Causemetics Bounce Back Jelly Cleanser. This is another really good, sensitive skin, gentle cleanser. I really liked the consistency of this one. I mean, you can kind of see in there, it really was this like really light jelly texture. It was nice and cooling on the skin, and although it didn't lather up, I still felt that it cleansed my skin pretty well. It is worth mentioning that I do a double cleanse when I cleanse my face at night. And speaking of double cleanses, I have a cleansing oil that I ran out of, and man, this one. I mean, I know you guys know at this point, this is another favorite of mine. This is actually my favorite cleansing oil. You can find this at Walmart for about $14, and it will not let you down. It removes even the most stubborn makeup without, doing a lot of rubbing, which I really enjoy. Now, I haven't repurchased it in a while because I am trying out some other cleansing balms and oils, but this one still reigns supreme. The next skincare empty I have is from 4th Ray Beauty, and it is their Radiate Vitamin C Serum. And I really enjoyed this. I actually picked this up in a pack of like a bunch of their minis. It was like a pack of 8 of their minis on sale at Ulta, and I thought it would be a great way to try out some of their skincare products. I do feel like it added a little bit of brightness to my complexion, but now that I have been introduced into vitamin C serums, I'm wondering if I maybe need to try something a little bit stronger. Also, this bottle is clear, so it makes me wonder, like, is it stable? I don't know. I don't know how effective this vitamin C serum truly was. So even though this didn't really disappoint, I don't think I'll be repurchasing it because I think I want to try other vitamin C serums. I've got 2 skincare empties from The Ordinary, and both are serums. One is the Niacinamide Serum, and the other is the Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I've already repurchased the Hyaluronic Acid Serum, but I didn't repurchase this niacinamide one because I want to try the Inky List one to see how I feel about that. But both of these are very nice, great additions to your skincare routine, especially if you deal with dryness like I do. Hyaluronic acid helps draw in the moisture of whatever you place on top of it, so a nice thick moisturizer, anything like that, where the niacinamide really helps with the dullness that often comes with dry skin. I think The Ordinary is one of the best skincare brands because it's affordable, but it's also very simple. Speaking of The Ordinary, I finally got through this moisturizer, and it took me so long because it's not that it's a bad moisturizer, but for my dry skin, it wasn't quite enough. So I found that if I was using this, it would only be after I already applied my moisturizer for the day and I was using it as like a primer or something. So overall, I think this moisturizer is better for normal to oily skin types, and I will not be repurchasing it. I finally finished up my very first tub of Cerave Moisturizing Cream. I don't know why it took me so long to try it, especially considering I've dealt with dry skin and eczema my entire life, but I am so glad that I finally picked it up. I didn't actually use it on my body, I only used it for my face, so as a result it lasted me a while. But it definitely got me through some times when my skin was really going through it. This is another great affordable lifesaver if you have dry skin that is very irritated, because it helps repair the skin's natural barrier. Now I know that you can find it normally for like $13, $14 at Walmart, but if you have a Costco membership, you can sometimes find these for 2 for $20, so that makes them $10 each. And especially if you're the type that's using this on your face and body, that is definitely a great deal. Guys, I fly through moisturizer because I have dry skin, but another moisturizer that I finished up was this E.l.f. Happy Hydration Cream, and this was a repurchase, so I already love this one, already recommend it, especially for people with dry skin. The first time I tried this, I actually received it as a gift in one of those E.l.f. Skin Hit sets, I believe it was called, and I fell in love with it instantly. I actually think that pretty much all of E.l.f.'s moisturizers are pretty good. Pretty soon I'm going to be doing a video that is just about E.l.f. skincare because I've actually tried quite a bit of it and I've got some opinions on a lot of the products. But jumping back in, I also finished up with this E.l.f. Illuminating Eye Cream. This is another longtime favorite, another repurchase, but I actually will not be repurchasing this one because I'm trying out some other eye creams right now. This is definitely one that I recommend. It's one of the more affordable eye creams on the market that actually does something. At least for me, I found it to be nice and hydrating under the eye. It also wore fine under makeup, so I could use it as both a day eye cream and a night eye cream. I finished up a mini tub and a small tube of the Ultra Repair Cream by First Aid Beauty. Definitely my favorite moisturizer of all time. Like I said, I do have eczema and I have dry skin, and this is just the perfect moisturizer to use, especially when my skin is going through a particularly rough patch. I know that they come in a lot of scents, but I actually prefer the fragrance-free. I will use the versions that have scents in them, but I try to only use those on my body and not my face. But I have used them on my face before and nothing bad's happened. But overall, this is my favorite moisturizer of all time, and I have already repurchased it. The last skincare empty I have is actually this massage and body oil. It is by the brand Healing Rose, and it is 500 milligram, and the scent is lemon ginger with menthol. Now, first of all, I'd like to say this was actually a very lovely gift from an ex-coworker of mine. She gave this to Andy and I as a wedding gift for when we were having our micro wedding. I had told her that Andy and I enjoy giving each other massages, so this was just a really nice, thoughtful gift. And let me tell you, Andy and I flew through this. At first I wasn't sure about the scent, but I actually grew to really love it. It was just so relaxing and just so lovely. I would definitely repurchase this, and I'll have all of the brand information down below because it's actually not a brand local to me, but it is a local brand. But yeah, this good stuff. Alright, and lastly, we've got my makeup empties, and weirdly enough, 4 of them are setting sprays. The first is the tried and true Urban Decay All-Nighter. I've loved this thing just forever. This is actually only my second repurchase of this because I really only use this for special occasions. Number one, because of the alcohol content. I mean, I just feel like it just wasn't good to use on my dry skin every day. And number two, because I have dry skin, I didn't love the matte effect that it had on my skin. It like made my skin just slightly more matte than it was before I sprayed it. But that new Ultra Glow setting spray by Urban Decay is so nice, and I actually use that way more than I should. So yeah, I just finally used another one of these out. And honestly, now that the Glow version is out, I don't think I would repurchase this, but I definitely still recommend this for anybody that has normal or oily skin or just doesn't want a glowy setting spray but wants your makeup to last forever. The other setting spray I went through is this e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist, and it actually comes in a different packaging now. It comes in that short white packaging, and they call it the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist. And I love this stuff, and I'm actually so glad that they changed the packaging because my biggest complaint was the spray nozzle. Oof. It kind of went everywhere, and you had to give so many test sprays before it would give you a decent spray, and I mean, you're wasting product at that point. But the effect that it had on the makeup was beautiful. It definitely gave a nice dewy finish, and it also did make the makeup last quite long. Not as long as the Ultra Glow Urban Decay setting spray, but definitely pretty long. The other two setting sprays I went through are both from Wet n Wild. One is the natural one, and the other is this cucumber one. Now, I'm not going to repurchase these anymore because I just fly through them. I know that they're $5, but if I'm using it up in 2 weeks, then I just don't see this point. I will say I did enjoy both of these. This one was actually pretty long lasting considering the price, but again, I just flew through it. This cucumber one, also the coconut one, and the rose one, they all smell really, really nice, depending on what your scent preference is. But maybe if they made this in a bigger bottle, I would consider repurchasing it, depending on how much they would want for it. There's two concealers that I'm almost out of. I'm at the point where I'm like scraping up the sides, but the first is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is in Deep Tan, and I love this. This has become an instant holy grail of mine, and I wish I had tried this concealer earlier. And then there is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the satin finish. This is tan neutral, and honestly, I'm thinking this is the only one I would repurchase of all of the e.l.f. Camo Concealers, both the regular and the satin. So definitely repurchase, and this one, only repurchase this shade. Got two brow pencils, and one is the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil, and the other one is the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Micro Brow Pencil. Honestly, I feel like everybody else is like this too. I just fly through brow pencils, and as a result, I really don't like to buy high-end ones because I mean I'm just gonna fly through it and they do basically the same thing. So actually I've recently been using a $1 eyebrow pencil from AOA Studio, and like I said, does the exact same thing. Now if you're in a pinch, you need to get one now, you can run to Ulta, you can always find either one of these brow pencils for less than $5. I ran out of this Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara, and the only thing keeping me from repurchasing it is the fact that I have a few mascaras to go through. But this is one of the best drugstore mascaras that I've ever tried, right there next to my L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Like, it was actually sad how much I was scraping to try to get every last drop of this mascara out. So a little bit ago, I finished this Anastasia Beverly Hills powder bronzer in the shade Cappuccino, and like, I finished it. It's gone. This was my favorite powder bronzer for a while there, and I'm pretty sure I found this one at TJ Maxx, and I'm not going to repurchase it because now I have other powder bronzers that I love that are more affordable than this one is. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's my Makeup Revolution matte bronzer that took the place of this one. I finished up a bottle of this Ulta brand brush and sponge cleaner. I never use it for my sponge, but I do like to use it for my brushes when they're in between like big washes. I find that it does a really good job of just getting the color out, just getting most of the pigment out between uses. Well, that wraps up all of my empties that I've had recently. I hope you enjoyed this video, and in fact, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.